Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Nikki with Blue Farm, and today I'm here with my husband.
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Jay, and we have a special guest today. Her name is Jack, and she is the ADHD Gardener. So let's go ahead and welcome her.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Right.
Welcome.
This is going to be fun. Shaggy Rifleman, thanks for coming in. Hey, Tammy.
What's going on, plant peoples?
Gardener Josh, what's up?
Hey, Susie.
Susie, how we doing?
What's up, Arsenic Element?
Hey, buddy, how we doing?
So I found your channel because I was searching for alternative ways to make raised garden beds. And I found your video that you had made chicken wire raised garden beds. Do you want to tell us a little bit about like how you came up with that? Or?
Yeah. It's well, I came up with the idea because I was broke and I really can't. Well, I am still broke, but I couldn't afford to buy the materials for the raised beds. I know I wanted them at least 20 feet long and 3 feet wide, and there was no way I was going to be able to afford the materials for it. So I had to think outside the box. Luckily, my dad also thinks outside the box. So I said, all right, how are we going to do this cheap? We had leftover metal pipes because we scavenge and we find stuff. So we had a lot of chicken wire because I already have chickens. I said, that's cheap to buy. All right, what can I do with it? So I said, I just wondered. I said, man, can I really make a raised bed out of chicken wire? I mean, can I find a way to kind of hold all the soil inside? How is that possible? And then I just thought I had a bunch of unlimited cardboard boxes because that's free to get. So I said, all right, I got my metal pipes. I have cardboard and chicken wire. What can I do with that? And then that's where me and my dad came up with the idea. I said, okay, maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I'm willing to find out because why not? And it actually worked. I couldn't believe it. And I had people doubting me like, oh, this is not going to work. It's cardboard. I said, I don't like your negativity. I want positive vibes, okay? I'm going to see if it makes it work. And if it doesn't work, maybe I can make adjustments to make it work.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I just put like double layer of cardboard. And then that's how it worked. If you had, like extra chicken wire, you would double the chicken wire.
Yeah.
And it really works. I mean, depending on how much stability from the chicken wire you have, depends on how often you would have to change out the cardboard or maybe add more. I mean, it doesn't disintegrate and go away after a while. But if you have extra chicken wire or maybe a little extra layer of cardboard, it really lasts. I mean, it's still going on strong right now. It does bend after a while, but then again, if you don't maintain it, that's what happens. And that's kind of what happened with mine. I stopped maintaining it. But if you did, it really does work. I'm surprised myself.
Yeah, after she found that, we actually found one that somebody had done it, and they used leaves. They put their soil in, and then they put leaves along the edge, and they put more soil in, and actually used the leaves to hold the soil back. And I'm like, we have so many leaves every year because of all the trees that shed their leaves. I'm like, and it's raked into a pile and, thrown away. I'm like, I could have used that in these beds this whole time. And didn't even know it. You know what I mean? So that's even another way you can do it even cheaper,
Yeah. Never throw away your leaves. Anyone, never throw away your leaves. You can always use them for so many things. It's quite versatile. I mean, even I couldn't even believe it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We compost a lot. So all of our leaves go to compost, but we were using that. And then I watched that video and I'm like, well, crap, I could have been using it for both. I could have been using it over here. I could have been doing this. So, I mean, we do the same thing. We reuse a lot of things. Both of our goat pens are built out of pallets that I got for free.
That's awesome.
Because lumber right now is so expensive. I go on Craigslist and I just look for people giving away free pallets. I got a pile out here and I got a pile down at the bottom of my property. And whenever I need something built, I just either rip it apart for the lumber or use them as the pieces and build with it.
Exactly.
So,
oh my gosh, my boyfriend did not understand why I was collecting stuff. I would have pipes, I would have PVC pieces, wood, metal, and he's just like, it looks a mess. You're hoarding. And I'm like, I'm not. You can really use this material. It's just maybe not now,
Right.
But when push come to shove and you got to think outside the box, you look at your pile and go, can I use that?
Yep.
And that's how it works. Smart.
Where did
Hey,
we
Diggs, how we doing?
Where did we order that chicken run that flopped
Amazon, but it was Amazon.
I thought it was that website that your mom used.
It was Amazon.
Okay, so we had ordered like a metal and like mesh chicken run. It was like under $100. We got it off of Amazon. It didn't even last us 6 months before the snow like collapsed it in. Okay.
Really?
Well, and then when they sent it to us, they didn't send us the right pieces for the door, so I had to drill holes in the metal to attach the hinges, and
it was awful.
It was just a nightmare. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything like that again. I'm going to do something cheaper, because if it ends up breaking, it's not going to cost me any money if I have to fix it. You know what I mean?
You know, that's
Tell her
exactly
how you're planning on building the new one.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with all the pallets that I have. I'm actually going to be building a chicken house with the pallets that I have. So it's going to be a 2-story house. It's going to be underneath is where all their feeders and waterers are going to be, and then up above, I'm going to use 5-gallon buckets, and I'm going to cut a U shape out of them, and I'm going to bolt them to the wall and put hay in each one of them, and use those for the nesting boxes for them to lay their eggs in.
Yep,
that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So it's going to be 2 different levels. So they can go up in one place, they can relax and sleep and everything, and then everything else will be down underneath their food and water. So it'll be all covered. And then the front part of it, I'm using, I have like chain link sections that you would use for like a dog kennel outside.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be using those to make an enclosed chicken run with chicken wire over the top, so they have room to go out and run around. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be awesome.
Do you have access to free pallets? Or
yes.
do you have to pay for them? Yeah, right?
Nope.
Isn't it good when you can find free materials?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
they're always on Craigslist. Like I am always in the free section on Craigslist because you can find people getting rid of garden pots or chicken wire or you know metal.
I'm always on Facebook Marketplace. I'm always on there just looking. You can find a lot of good stuff.
Hey Matt, how we doing?
You were mentioning cattle panel greenhouse. I believe.
Yes, that is actually going to be getting built in the next few weeks. Actually, I'm going to be starting the process. The video will be out on Blue Farm at some point in time as soon as I get it started. I actually got the idea from another homesteading channel, one of the bigger ones. Yeah, you can.
Stivers Homestead.
Stivers Homestead. It's a fairly big homesteading channel. But basically, the way they did it was 2 by 12 by 16s. Attached to each other on top of each other on both sides, with a 10-foot 2x4 going along the ground in between to connect them. And then you're taking cattle panels, 4-foot by 16-foot, and you're using horseshoe nails, which are like the nails.
Yeah, I've used those.
And you pound it in, and you run the cattle panel from one side to the other side. And then on Amazon, you can actually buy the greenhouse plastic. And you just lay it over it, you staple it down, you pull it tight, and boom, you got a greenhouse.
That sounds familiar, because I don't remember where I got my idea. I was watching videos years ago before I built mine, and I had it sounded something similar to it. But I'm gonna use one of my existing cattle panel greenhouses as a place to hold my compost for my chickens.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got that idea off of another channel. He's a bigger one, Edible Acres. I think I'm not really sure. Oh, I like watching him. And he has a whole cattle panel greenhouse, and it's just boatloads of just compost inside of it. So the chickens just kind of chill there.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, great. I need more compost. I'm always looking for compost.
Yeah.
So why don't you just throw your chickens in there? Because I buy meat birds every year, and to save them for the freezer.
Right.
And I was like, they need somewhere to go, and I need compost. Why don't I just throw them in there?
Yeah.
So that's the plan for one of the greenhouses this year. Hopefully.
That's cool.
What's up, Captain? How we doing? Let's see who else has popped in here really quick.
I probably should have told my channel about this, but I'm a little last minute and procrastinating, and I kind of forgot. I've got a lot on my. I'm gonna do that for next time.
Absolutely.
Later, Captain. Idaho Garden Girl, how we doing? Thanks for coming in.
Yes.
Little house in the big woods. Hello.
Yeah, I wanted to do this live streaming thing, but I was like, I don't.
Well, it's a lot easier if you go through StreamYard and if you like privately send the link to people, because I find it easier to do a live stream when I have somebody to talk to.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
it's so much easier. Yeah, the dialogue just flows a lot better. Yeah.
Hey, Gemma, thanks for coming in.
Hello, everybody. I mean, you're probably new seeing me. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're live right now with the ADHD Gardener. Definitely go check her out. She's got a lot of good stuff. And, where'd we go?
Just
okay.
We're good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Okay. I forgot. Oh, chickens are really good at tilling. Going back to, you were talking about chickens. Chickens are awesome at tilling.
That's what we did when we first started our composting. Was what we do is we'd take all of our compost material and we throw it in the chicken run, and we'd let them till it down, and then we would rake it up, and then we put it in our compost bin so that it's already broken down a little bit.
Yep.
So it makes it much easier once to get that process started. If you let the chickens break it down a little bit before you actually put it in your compost bin.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's why I want that greenhouse. Throw all the chickens, and the compost is going to be right there where I could just throw it right into my garden beds. But you know what? It was even more crazy thinking. Like, I can't really dig that well. I mean, I don't really dig that much at all because of my back. I use my dogs, and they dig up and break up the soil. They like digging. I don't know what it is. And they have just dug up all of my potatoes. Whenever I have a field of potatoes, they just go in there and I say, dig, dig, dig. And they dig up all of the potatoes for me. And I'm like, yes, no work for me. This is fantastic.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Let them do the work for you.
Yep.
That's an easy way to dig them up. And there was a bunch of them. I was like, I'm going to be here all day digging. And I can't dig all that. Dogs, chop, chop. So.
All right. Sorry. We were dropping your link in chat.
Yeah. Of course, as you see, I have ADHD. I'm a big talker and I have a lot of energy, but I teach how to learn some life skills through gardening. Wow,
that's pretty cool. Have you heard of Shed Wars?
Shed Wars?
Yeah,
I have heard of it, but I don't remember if I've seen it. But it sounds familiar.
Okay. It's kind of like a gardening collaboration where a group of YouTubers come together. It's free to join. You have to do, I think, 12 videos during the season. So it's 2 videos a month, 2 teaching videos a month.
Okay.
You have to teach somebody something about gardening. And I think you have to grow at least one thing in a container.
That's easy. We do that all the time.
Right. So if you want to look into it, there's
why not?
There's a channel called Will It Grow. He's like one of the main guys, and Homestead Aquarius. He's the other. Yeah, Robert's really cool. But they're kind of like the captains or the presidents, or I have no idea what they are, but they're like the team captains for Shed Wars. You should totally check it out. This is our first year doing it, and I'm a little nervous about having to teach somebody something.
Wait a second. You have a channel. You're on here all the time. You are teaching, just maybe not in the way that you would be thinking of.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and we have videos too on our channel because our channel was originally Evergreen Homestead when we first moved and we first started the channel. And then she kind of revamped the channel and changed it up a little bit. We decided to change the name. But if you go back and look at some of our old videos, we do have videos on there where I'm showing people how to clip chickens' wings to make sure they won't fly over your enclosures and stuff like that. So there are some videos of me, building some things on our property. Yeah. So we've already kind of done a little bit of that, teaching / sharing what we've learned with other people and letting them use that as something that they can learn from. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even our mistakes, we'll kind of talk about our mistakes and what we've done that didn't work. Yeah. And a lot of times that'll help somebody else because they're like, oh, hey, I did the same thing, or I'm getting ready to do that. That's good to know. So
exactly. And you're teaching in the process, whether you think about it or not. Like, okay, you can probably learn something from my mistakes. And I say that all the time. Like, I'm showing you my mistakes so you don't do this again. Okay. Because, spare you some time and effort and money for all the things.
Right.
I've learned that. I had my stogie beforehand. I'm not. Oh, there we go.
I was going to send some of these gardening photos so that we could pop them up and show her what we did last year. Like we gardened a little bit last year. We focused on tomatoes. And I tried cucumbers 3 times because I had them in the wrong spot in the yard. Like, the one piece of advice I have for you, if you ever move to a homestead or buy, a piece of property, take an observation of your land for the first year. Observe your land, see where your tree lines are, before you start putting down your garden beds and stuff.
Follow the sun. I'm always saying, I'm always looking for, because me and my dad are still like always looking for land, and we're always following the sun. We're like, I need open space. We're going to watch that sun over the course of hours just to make sure that I have enough, because all I have is shade right now. And it's like, what am I going to do with all this shade? I need to chop down some trees or something.
Well, and up here where we live, we have to deal with, we had to watch our property too, because we get lots of rain up here. So we have to watch where the water drains. Yeah. So we know where not to put garden beds and things like that, because that's the last thing you need to do is, put garden beds right where the water is going to run off. And now you got water basically washing the bottom of all the soil out of the base of your beds that you're building, because, so there's a lot of things that we had to take into consideration when we bought this piece of property. So,
you know what? That's interesting that you say that, because for like trying to grow on a hill or on a slope like that, me and my dad were discussing that, because we found a property, but it was kind of sloped up. So we were thinking, man, one, that could be a possible advantage when it comes to irrigation. If you can find a way to control how much water is coming down, you'll have like I don't know, and then ways of kind of not squaring it out, but leveling off each row,
just terracing it off. And that's what we want to do with the back part of our property, because behind my house it goes up, and then the back of our property is fairly flat up on top. It's just undeveloped. It's basically it's middle of the woods,
like forest.
So there's trees and all sorts of stuff up there.
That's cool.
Right on the back of the house, we want to terrace it off to make it look like steps, basically, with rock wall. And then each level would have its own garden in it. So you would be able to use that space.
I want to do like long strips of garden beds along the back hill.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just flowers, like if it doesn't get enough sun for vegetables and stuff.
Please grow flowers. Please grow flowers. Oh, I love flowers.
Well, because then it brings in the pollinators too, because you need those for your garden. So you plant flowers to bring in the bees and the pollinators that you need for your vegetables to grow and flourish better.
My entire garden, like my whole vegetable area, I have flowers growing throughout the entire garden, just flowers everywhere, because I want to attract those bees. Bees are your friend, people. Really, I love bees so much. Eventually I want to have
we're gonna beehive. I told her that I wanted to do it. Cool. I want to get 2 beehives, but she won't have anything to do it. But I found a place down in Oregon that I can order nukes from that are basically like pre-prepared beehives, and they'll mail them. They'll ship them up here to me. And the nice part about it is that they're already acclimated to the climate that of the West Coast. So it's not like bringing a bee from somewhere else where they're going to die off.
Yeah,
they're already acclimated, so they'll work really well. And so I want to put them up on the top part of our property so that we have those pollinators on our property. So
that's where the flower garden is going to come into play, big time.
And yes, really Matt, we have crazy hot peppers planted already. They're already sprouting.
Ooh, what kind of hot peppers are you growing? I already have some habanadas and magnum habaneros growing.
Yeah, we have habanadas. We have natapinos. We have some sugar rush peach, which I think are
me
hot.
Too. Those are good. I grew them. They're delicious. I love them so
and then
much.
We got some super hot from Garden State Gardener. So we got a bunch of different seeds from him, and so we got a whole bunch of different seeds planted. So I'm going to be
some scorpion peppers.
Yep. So I'm also next in the end of the spring, once we harvest all the peppers, I'm actually going to be making a fermented hot sauce. So I'll be making a video on making fermented hot sauce on the channel too. So that'll be pretty cool.
That's what my dad got into that last year, because he grew way too many peppers. So he started making hot sauces. Yep. So then my boyfriend loves hot sauce. So he's like, all right, are you going to make some? And I'm like, okay, why not? So now he got me into hot sauce. Now I'm stuck. Yes. Now I have to make enough hot sauce to last me about 4 or 5 months through the winter time until I can grow some more peppers. You know what? That's really awesome dynamic between you two. It really is, because when you have a homestead or you're planning on even a farm or anything like that, it really does take 2 like-minded individuals to really make that dream happen. Like, it's just me with my dream. I mean, my boyfriend goes along with all of my antics, all of it, and he helps out, but it's my dream. And, I kind of wish I could share my dream with him, but he goes along with it, so I can't complain. But I don't think he's going to realize how much work I'm going to put him in this year or anything. It's like, come on, honey, please. Go. My chicken coop needs to get cleaned out because I can't do it. Can you go dig me a new, something? So, I mean, he goes along with it.
Right. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, Matt. I'm sure as soon as I get that set up and get some stuff done, then you can come up and we can eat some hot stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I know we do have a few people that are coming out for the 4th of July. I don't know what you're doing for the 4th of July, but we are having a huge 4th of July party.
We are.
So
nice. Is there anybody from the East Coast? We have the tri-state area. Is anyone there? I am a Jersey, New York person. That's where I originate from. So I was like, come on.
Where are you at right now?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'm a border town right off of New Jersey, and I'm in the woods of the Pocono Mountains.
Yeah.
You want to say?
One of my buddies is from Jersey, and I always make him say coffee.
Coffee.
Oh yeah. Can I get coffee? I need some coffee. I love it.
Yeah.
My boyfriend always makes fun of me because he says, "Why do you always have to say hot dog?" And I'm like, I don't know. That's just what I say, hot dog.
Yeah, it's a hot dog. Yeah.
I don't know. That's what it is.
That's cute, though.
PA here, nice digs outdoors. PA. What?
Yes.
Right?
PA is definitely different.
Matt's from Jersey. And Chris is in Seabrook, New Hampshire. So
nice. I'm from North Jersey up in here, close to New York.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah, it's expensive to live in Jersey. It really is. The property taxes are insane.
Oh my God. It killed us for them. For that amount of money we had, we wound up getting, like my home, and then my dad has his own home. Yeah. It's like for that same amount. But even then, now over here in Pennsylvania, it's getting pricey. Everything. I was like, oh my God. And it's going to get worse. People, just inflation gonna get worse. Just letting y'all know.
Gemma's from the UK.
Oh, awesome. I would love to go to the UK.
Yeah.
You can hear it in my accent.
Yep.
I was born and raised in Jersey, but I did a lot of chilling and working in New York. So
right.
It was always
and you got then and the New York and New Jersey accent are very
they're literally the same thing. Yeah. So
So the topic for today was supposed to be raised beds versus containers. Ooh. Do you have a preference?
Yes, raised beds. I'm not a container fan. I do grow out of a lot of containers because I can't just grow one way. You need to learn how to grow multiple ways. So I have containers. I'm staring at a lot of them, and I have a lot outside. But I prefer the raised beds. I really do. I feel there's so much limitation to a container when it comes to water issues, drainage issues. That was basically my main problem was drainage and water retention. Even though I had so many holes in drainage access, it was just didn't matter. I mean, it just didn't work out. I mean, I still grew stuff out of it. It just wasn't as amazing as like a raised bed. I'll do raised beds I don't know. I mean, I still try containers.
We've used all different kinds of containers, like Chris says, defined containers. I mean, we've used everything from like actual like pots to grow bags to 5-gallon buckets. You know what I mean? Like anything that we had that we can grow out of. And
oh my gosh!
I found that depending on what you're growing, a container can be good. Like if you're starting like a ground vine or something like that, that's going to grow out of the container, as long as you have a container that is big enough to contain the roots that are going to come from that plant. Yeah. So as long as your container is big enough, then you should be able to grow anything. And there are some things that I kind of like containers for, because you have those plants that have the small and the short root, the root systems that you can put. Like strawberries, for instance, like you can put those in containers and do those really well in containers because their root system don't go as deep as most plants do. So you can use like a grow bag and put 4 or 5 strawberry plants in one and kind of let them grow out of it.
But you got to worry about the runners. You got to throw the runners back in.
See, I had a preference to the containers because I've done regular 5-gallon buckets and whatnot. But I prefer literally like a tote bag, tote container, like a 25-gallon container. Those are a lot better to grow out of. I have a few of those back there, more effective than, and I didn't have drainage problems or water retention problems like I did with a smaller 5-bucket.
Right.
5-gallon bucket.
Hey LP, how we doing?
Hey
Vanessa.
I found like another video that had taken concrete and was it IKEA bags? No, I'm thinking of two different videos. So somebody took IKEA bags and filled them up with soil and put like burlap around them, and they were like giant grow bags. And I'm like, that's a really good idea. And then there was another, right? And then there was another video that I had watched where somebody had taken really fine like concrete, and they had taken a regular grow bag, and they had drilled holes into the grow bag or cut holes or something. And then they put the concrete on the outside of it and on the inside of it. And then they let it dry over like a rack so that it took the correct shape. And then they had grow bags that were going to last a lot longer than normal.
There's so many different things. I mean, I was even thinking about like using my trees that I'm trying to chop down and use them as an edge or a border somehow, because I mean, like I already have it.
Bed,
for a raised bed, just line up the logs or the branches.
I was talking about just going out and getting big rocks and just building like a rock wall, you know, and just using that.
Yes, that is a great idea, because I mean, depending on where you're at, like over here in PA, where I'm at in the Poconos, we have something called Pennsylvania potatoes. They're like huge river rocks. They're huge. You can literally stack them or just line them up. And I've done that for walkways and everything around here. Why not just build it? Oh, cinder blocks. If you have spare cinder blocks too, I've done that also.
Yeah.
Yep. You can do a lot of stuff with that. That's not bad.
Besides the 5-gallon buckets, Vanessa, like I said, we use a lot of grow bags on our property. We do a lot of potatoes.
Do you like the grow bags, preferably over like a plastic container or something, or?
The grow bags are nice. They're easy to move around the yard. They're not as big.
And because they are cloth, you don't have you get a little bit of water retention, but you do. But the drainage from it is actually pretty significant, so you don't have a lot of water retention in those things. And we used them, like I said, we ended up getting a bunch of them, and we used them last year, and they seemed to work okay. But again, like I said, where we put them on our property was our problem.
Right.
Because we had put them in places where they weren't getting as much sunlight as they needed. And so once we started moving them around our property, we started seeing those plants grow a little bit more. Right. But we didn't have raised beds or garden beds prepped and ready to go this last year, because this was our first year gardening on this property, and we had.
That's where the containers come into play. Exactly. You don't have your beds.
That's the only way we were able to grow.
Yeah. But this year is going to be a game changer, because we're planning on taking your idea. And
I would love to see that idea and how you make it better, make it different. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, we're gonna mess around with it. I think I'm gonna try using like black plastic Visqueen, and I'm gonna line the inside of it with plastic. That way, maybe it'll last a little bit longer in the long
cardboard
than the cardboard itself would.
But I still want to use the cardboard to reinforce between the soil and the plastic.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great idea too.
Yep. And then when it breaks down,
you don't have to worry about it.
The plastic is still there, so it's not the soil won't come out of the chicken wire. So there's a few things that I thought about that we were gonna attempt to try to throw some of those together. We were just gonna go get pieces of rebar and just cut the rebar in half and just use that.
Yeah,
I've used rebar in the raised beds also as added reinforcement. Like if I didn't have any of the metal pipes anymore, I use straight rebar, and I use that as the walls of the raised bed.
Yeah,
smart idea, and it's cheaper.
We were originally going to do T-posts and chicken wire, but T-posts are expensive, and the rebar I think is a little bit cheaper, and you can cut it, get the long ones and cut it to whatever length you need it.
I never heard of the T-post. I don't know,
like a 3-foot T-post instead of
plastic. Okay. Chris said that putting the black plastic on, he said it'll also keep the soil warmer in the cooler months.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it would. That would good. It's a form of insulation. But you know what's going to happen? You're going to find some people, some snooty ones. Oh, it's not BPA free. Oh, it's going to leach chemicals. I get it. I'm sure you get it too. But when push come to shove, and there is no money, or are you trying to be
Yep.
thrifty, you're gonna grow however you're gonna grow.
Yep.
Right.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
what I think he's using the wrong word. So it's like black plastic visqueen, but really it's what we're going to use is that garden.
It's a weed barrier. The weed barrier.
The black plastic
that would
weed
that would be
barrier.
great. Yes.
That's what we're going to be using.
But
it's same, right?
No, yeah, I have some of that
Same
too,
concept.
man. If I redo it, if I do my beds, I'm gonna be doing it the same way with the chicken wire and all that. And I'm like, that's a good one, the weed fabric to use this time. See, I didn't even think of that. Thank you for the idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, see, that's funny, Chris, because I actually, some of the houses that I deliver to, they have old tractor tires that have actually been turned inside out, and they're sitting on the ground. And what they did is they cut triangles into it and then folded it back so the tire looks like a star sitting on the ground, and they filled it with soil, and they were growing out of tires. But what Chris said was that they get a lot of flack from growing in a tire because, like you said, it's not BPA friendly.
That's a great idea.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't
works,
let other people.
Shit.
Hey, don't let other people tell you, oh no, you can't grow that way. Oh, just try to shame it. It's just people's trying to shame you for anything.
Gina said they grew 3 pounds of potato in a tire.
That's smart.
And
my dad even said that too.
Right.
Grow out of a tire. I tell you, you grow with anything. Like my dad's from Puerto Rico. So if you go to PR, there are places where it's just lines of tires. It's like using, creating your own containers out of what you have. And you can grow a bunch of it. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
See, cosmic cultivators, they're really, is crafty the right word? They take recycle. So they find trash on the side of the road, and how can we use this? How can we incorporate this into our garden? How can we maybe turn this into a garden bed or a container? Hey, what's up, Nacho?
People?
Hey, Nacho.
Man.
But but that's what you got to do, especially when you're on a budget. You know what I mean? I'm the only one working right now in our household. We have our son is autistic, so my wife has to be at home with him for most of the day unless he's in preschool. So we have to do what we need to do in order to get creative.
Is that the right word?
No, that's not the right word.
I call it ghetto. I don't know. But it's frugal, cheap. Yeah, exactly. You do what you got to do, and that's fantastic. Positivity, okay, people. And cosmic cultivators, I like your style because I've done that too. I have literally walked my dogs, and I'll see it's recycling day, and I'll walk past and I see all these plastic containers, and I'm like, I grow out of that. So now I'm walking home with 3 plastic containers, 2 dogs, trying to figure out, and everybody's like, hi, I just wave to people
you got to do what you got to do.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to walk my dogs and carry a boatload of plastic. I don't know. I don't care.
Gina said you could just stack the tires for potatoes and just keep adding more and more soil, and it would work amazing.
Oh,
that's exactly what my dad said too. See?
Yeah.
That's exactly
great minds.
Well, and then when you take it down, you would literally you could almost untier it to get to where you need to just untier it, and then every year
that's it. Yeah. Just knock over one tire and then just.
I might actually have to do that.
And
that may be another video coming soon.
It is. That's
There's free tires, I'm telling you, on Craigslist. People will get random people dump tires on their property. You know what I mean?
There's one guy that's had tires up there for the last 2 months. Somebody just dumped a giant dump truck full of tires onto his property. And he went out there and he found this giant pile of tires. And so he put it on Craigslist free to anybody that wants. So I may hit him up and grab some of them.
Right.
I didn't think about what I could use them for. What I wanted to do is at the bottom of this hill down here, I was going to clear it out and I was going to put a tire wall at the bottom of the hill because my kids like to ride their bikes down the hill. And when it snows, they
use it as a bumper.
Exactly. It's just a giant bumper at the bottom of the hill.
That's what I'm saying.
They slide down. And if they run into it, it's tires. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
So
I should hit up Jose. That's my boyfriend's name is Jose. He's a mechanic, so he's got access to tires. And
there you go.
Nice. Not a bad idea.
Nice.
He's gonna be like, "Who gave you this idea?"
He's always saying you another idea, but you still have other projects going. And I'm like, yeah, it's my channel. You got to have 5-6 projects going at the same time. It's called video content. You got to have it all going. And besides, I'm not happy with just one project. I need like
Right.
5, 6 of them.
Right.
That's how
Well,
it
you
goes.
get halfway with one project, and you're like, "Ooh, I need to start this." And you go start something else, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna start it, and then I'll come back to this one. And then you get 4 projects later, and you're like, "Oh, I never finished the first project."
I know. A lot of, or I never, like, I forgot to get back to it, and like the plants have died or dying, and I'm like,
Right.
ooh, that tells
Yeah.
me I
Yep.
forgot about that. Oops.
I know.
We're gonna be on for a bit.
I was gonna say that my seedlings. So I started my seedlings early because
Oh,
I
what
just
did you
wanted to
growing?
jump on it, and I was itching to grow something. So I needed to water my seedlings like 2 days ago, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna water them, and then I got busy, and then I forgot because I also have ADHD, and it took me 2 freaking days to water my dang plants.
I have a solution, and I'm actually gonna make that a video. I think in like 2 weeks. What I did, well, that happened to me too. Always dried out. Your seedlings would always dry out. So I said, screw that this year. I'm put domes on all of my. Actually, I have one right here. Don't mind me. Right there.
Oh,
Plastic.
okay.
All right, I had to buy these special ones because they came with the dome already with it, with the tray and the seedlings. But it keeps all the humidity in, and I'm telling you, it will dry out a lot slower.
Okay.
Way slower. So when you do forget,
you kill them a lot slower, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
would it be
I
what the fuck? I'm trying to think. I'm just spinning and it went away. Would it be okay to wrap with like plastic? Like put like a plastic bag over the top of it? Would that also act as
as long as it's
saran
clean,
wrap?
so the light can get through.
Or
You
white.
can use something saran wrap. You can use you can take like of course, going to the recycling center or finding recycled plastic, clear juice, like even clear soda bottles. If you take out the all the paper, cut them open, and use it as a dome right on top of your seedlings, that'll work too. Once
That's
they're
true.
germinated and they have at least a decent amount of, like, at least 2 leaves. I mean, of course, 2 leaves, but ideally, like, I guess a good amount of seed growth already. You can take it off the dome because eventually that can develop mold if you leave it.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, exactly. Just as soon as it germinates, then you're good to go. Then you just take it
Okay.
off.
Oh, and Dustin said he uses saran wrap, so that's good to know.
Saran wrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saying, I love you guys already. I love your ingenuity.
Yes.
Love it.
Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us. You're so cool.
No problem. No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Big
awesome.
Dream Production.
Hi, Big
Check you
Dream.
out.
Big Dream
Oh,
Productions.
that's not what
I don't know how this goes. Do I like see myself out, or do I keep chatting until y'all kick me out? I'm not sure.
Oh no, keep
just hang
chatting.
out.
Oh,
Just hang out.
yeah.
We'll be here for a while.
We
so it's up to you.
invited some people to come up and hang out with us, but everybody was like, "Oh, sorry."
I think Chris is
that'd be
coming
awesome.
up. He said he was waiting to come up. He asked how long we were going to be up. I think he's coming up. He said Gina's not feeling real great.
Yeah, Gina doesn't feel good today.
So she might not be coming up.
But Chris, Cosmic Cultivators, he's going to come up and chat with us for a bit. I think I don't want to.
What's up, Max? How we doing, buddy?
I don't want to make any spoilers, but I think they mentioned something about turning a sailboat into a raised garden bed.
Yo,
Cool.
I could be wrong,
That'd be
but when
pretty
he
dope.
comes
Not
up
bad.
here, I'm gonna be like,
Well,
dude,
my
what's going
idea,
on?
my idea,
build up a soil.
My idea, and I'm gonna stand by this, and I'm gonna do it for her at some point in time. I'm literally gonna make a bathroom outside, and what it's gonna be is there's gonna be I'm gonna get an old clawfoot bathtub. I'm gonna get a toilet, and I'm gonna get a sink, and I'm gonna put them all lined up next to each other, and I'm gonna turn all of them into grow containers.
Right.
The tub is actually going to be set up with running water to it, with a shower head on top of it, so you can turn the handles on and water your plants directly from the shower, so you won't ever have to go. You just turn it on, water it, turn it off. So everything, it's gonna look really cool. It's really, because we can go down.
I was thinking like you were actually
free.
I was thinking that you was actually going to build like an actual shower and bathtub and toilet out there. I was like, okay, well, how would you do that? You would have to find a way to have a whole bunch of big container
Yeah.
of water right above you and let that just come out, and then you could just have some. All right.
We got somebody down in the basement. This is also another really good friend of ours. Her name is Tammy. She's Rebel Canners.
Yes.
Oh, Rebel
anything
Canners.
Anything and everything.
Hello, everyone.
Canning.
Oh, let me.
Hey, Shaggy girl. How we doing?
Oh, there we go.
That's
Didn't know
awesome,
I was
the
so
can.
dark in the basement.
Right.
There we
Well,
go.
welcome, Tammy. Thank you for coming up.
I was just waiting till you were ready for the panel. So I've been listening here, canning.
Hello,
Cranberry
Tammy.
mustard. Hello, nice to meet you. I love your
Nice
accent.
to meet you too. Oh,
I'm
thanks.
the one that was,
Big Dream Productions. They're the ones that messaged me on Instagram and asked for our address.
Yeah, just contact us back through Instagram. We'll get it sent.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I completely forgot to message you back
Yes.
about our address. I will totally send you that. I am so sorry.
Yeah, we'll get that sent off. We got a cosmic lurking in the basement.
We got a cosmic.
At least
in the basement.
one half of the cosmic duo.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hey, what's up, Chris?
What's going on?
How
Hello.
we doing, buddy?
Hello.
you can hear me.
Man.
You just can't
So we're
see.
talking about budget gardening.
Yeah.
Gardening on a budget, exactly. I always say I should have changed my channel to gardening on a budget because that's
Right.
Oh,
That's why I had to jump up. I couldn't text enough to be able to. put
Right.
across
Well,
what
I
had to
noticed
say.
there was
So,
quite a few messages from you there in chat there, buddy.
Yeah, Dean and I were
Fingers
texting
must have
in the
been
chat.
flying.
Anybody knows
Were you
about
on your
gardening
phone or
a
on your
budget?
computer?
What's that?
Were you on your phone or on your computer?
I was on the phone. I have you on the TV, and I'm on the computer as well. So as
Yeah, we
usual,
have
you're
you.
getting triple
Yeah,
time
I was
from
gonna
me.
say, you got triple
Nice.
right
Love
now.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, I wanted to jump on and say, since you're talking about the whole gardening on a budget, like literally
Yes.
90% of our garden is recycled, repurposed materials.
Yep.
Just let your imagination take it away. And yes, Nikki, by the way, our next project, once it gets warm, it's going to be called Shipwrecked. And we have a old boat that's sitting there just collecting snow, not dust right now. And what I want to do is set up sails out of cattle panel and have it all grow up that.
Oh, that'd be
Ooh.
freaking cool.
Heck yeah.
you know that reminds me of a show. I think it's on Netflix. It's like a great flower show or something. It's a competition show where you have a bunch of gardeners and flower people. They have to do some creative sculptures out of flowers and plants, and that reminds me of the boat with the sail and all that. That would be
That's
great.
gonna be awesome,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty cool.
I can't
You
wait
can
for
turn
the
the
warm weather.
whole base of it into like a giant raised garden bed, pretty much.
So my whoever she is,
Your cousin's ex-girlfriend.
cousin's ex-girl, blah blah blah. You know, Camille.
Twice removed.
Right.
He's taking the front half of the boat for a bar project, and I said, "What are you doing with the rest of it?" She goes, "You want it?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." So I'm thinking of setting it up like this, almost like kind of sunk into the ground a little bit.
Okay.
And that way, when it rains, all the water will collect on the bottom. And I'm thinking, what are the high watering, like cucumbers and melons, things that need a lot of watering? I think that'd be a good idea to plant in that. I'm probably going to line it with a plastic lining, like you were suggesting, Jay, so that way it gets a little bit more longevity as well.
Your soil won't run off if it's tilted like that, like with I'm assuming the tip of the boat into the ground.
If I keep it chambered a little bit, put like walls per se, you know what I mean? It would be able to hold the soil there, because I thought of that as well. Jack, I don't know.
So you kind of grade it out. You kind of may put some wood planks in there or something to kind of make
Exactly.
sections, and then you would fill those sections with the soil.
ADHD
Gotcha.
Gardener.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Being
pretty
from
cool.
the Great Lakes state, they do those. You can get special paint to treat your wood because they rot out really fast if you don't treat the wood with
Yeah,
Okay.
we're finding that out really
So-
quickly.
there is a special coating you coat those with before you do it. They call them shipwreck beds, and they're really awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool.
We found that out with one of our other projects, Noah's Ark. The wood's starting to rot out on the bottom, so we kind of have to replace that a little bit, but it's still holding up great.
And it's free pallet wood, so we're
Free pallet
replacing it
wood
with
as
free
well.
pallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all about
Hey.
repurposing and reusing.
See, and that's what we used. That's what I used for terraces for her plants last year. Was I took 2 pallets and put them like this in a pyramid form, and we put containers on either side, and we had 2 of those set up so that all of her vining plants would grow up that because I didn't have anything else to do it. I'm like, you know what? I need something. I'm like, I got this huge giant pile of pallets. I can just make little pallet pyramids, and they worked freaking like a charm.
Yep, the
It was
cucumbers grew up on.
We have if you watch the storm video, we have the same setup in our front yard to protect the arborvitae bushes.
Yeah,
Arborvitae,
we just have 2
Pallets just to keep the snow and everything off of them.
That and last season we had our pink banana squash growing on an 8-foot pallet, just the way you're describing. It just climbed up it, and we kind of made hammocks for it, and we had levitating vegetables in the air.
That's
Hugh's
cool.
daughter thought we
That's
were
what I'm thinking for this year. Go vertical. I mean, if you don't have like, if you're limited on space, find a way to go up.
Grow up.
That's
and there's a lot of plants that do that you can get a lot of product out of a very small amount of space.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say there are a lot of very wise gardeners that have said that there was a lot of plants that we did last year. Had we grown them down, they would have done a lot better.
Instead of up, like plant them high and then let them come down.
But the problem with that is we have a lot of animals around here because we take care of nature. We feed a lot of nature because I feel in the future they may need to feed us. So let's take care of them now, and they'll take care of us later. So that's just my little
That's nice
thing.
of you.
Yeah.
What kind of animals? What kind of animals? Because I have a groundhog in my house, my property, and I'm like, you better not.
Like you better stay away.
We don't really have a lot of interference with ground animals because, like we said, we grow in refrigerators, we grow in sewer pipes, we grow in everything. So we don't have a lot of interference coming up through.
Right. Those are water pipes, by the way,
water
not
pipes.
sewer.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not growing in the
know what?
sewer.
Poop
All
is
right?
good for the garden, so sewer pipes.
You're just adding fertilizer, right? You know. Oh God, Chris.
Oh my God, that reminds me of a story my dad.
That's why they were free, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I said, 90% of our garden is free stuff.
And it's pretty awesome too, I have to say. If you have good neighbors, like everybody around here supports our cause. There was one neighbor that he came over, he checked everything out. He was so amazed at how much stuff we had repurposed. He started bringing stuff over, water cells.
Yes,
like,
I had that.
Like, here you go. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh,
my neighbors already in the beginning when I first moved there, they would look at me and like, because I would just go around and take everyone's stuff on the block. Like if they had their leaves, I'm taking it. They had the containers, anything extra, I'm taking it. So they would always ask me like, what are you doing? I said, yeah, I garden a lot. So don't mind me if I just go around and start taking stuff from you guys. If you put it out in the front, I'm going to take it. Now they just do it. Now they just give it to me.
Right.
And I don't think.
What's up, Jack? How we doing, buddy?
Like they looked at us, we were crazy. Like the lady right next door, like I give her plants if I have extras every year, all that stuff. And when she first saw us putting our stuff together, was like, oh boy, this is going to be
like hoarders, trashers.
Yes.
But by the end of the season, when we grew over 400 pounds of food, she was jaw dropped. She was like, wow.
Especially when everything was in its prime and just green and beautiful. Yeah. She would come over and do tours and she'd be like, oh my God, this is so lovely. I can't believe you guys are doing
Can I record your garden to send to my my son who's in over wherever he's at? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Like, please.
Wow. That's pretty
share
cool.
us out.
We're on to Cosmic Cultivation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Let's see here. Now that we have, I didn't even bother checking the comments. Oh, hello. All right.
Hey, you're at 320 subscribers.
Yeah.
Nice.
What? Growing slowly but surely.
Wait, yeah, that is true. I didn't even check how many subscribers you had. I didn't even bother to check. I'm so bad at checking your
320.
320. You
Yeah,
got
we're-
this. Keep going.
We're at
Keep going.
320, yeah.
How long you been at it for?
Honestly,
really,
like 4 months. So my old channel
yeah.
had 85 subscribers, and then I switched my name and I restarted it after months of not doing anything with it. And we came back, fresh start, new name. And in the last 4 months, I've gone from 85 subscribers to 320. So
Yeah.
That's not bad. 'Cause you guys live stream a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking you up right now. I'm so bad at these things. I keep forgetting.
I
let
think
me just tell you, when I
think
came
you,
back,
go
what,
ahead.
Chris?
There we go.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nikki.
When I came back into the whole YouTube world, one of the first people I ran into was Cosmic Cultivators. And I saw them up on somebody's panel one night. And then the next night I was on YouTube and I clicked live just to see who was live. And it had recommended Wide Family Farm to me. And I'm like, okay. So I clicked on it. And it was ladies' night, and I saw Gina up there. And I'm like, hey, I remember her from the night before. She was up on somebody else's panel. And they invited me up, and I went up and I hung out for a little bit. And Wide Family Farm, I've been rocking with her for like 4 months. She is amazing.
Oh,
If you are a
more
late
than that,
night,
Nikki. It's more than that. We just celebrated our 6th month, and you were just before us as far as a Poop Troop member. So
okay.
it's been about 6-7 months
It's
now.
been about, yeah.
Wow, I can't believe it. So maybe I've been at it longer.
Well, let's see. My channel's been a member of Courtney's for the last 2 months.
2 months. So what?
2 months.
Yeah, 4 months, 4 or 5 months is about right.
Yeah.
I thought you were before us, but I may be mistaken. Time just flies nowadays.
Right.
Right.
It does.
Perception of time is
Yes.
odd right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Keep going
Yeah,
at it. Why not?
If you're ever
Right.
bored, Courtney is on Monday, Wednesday. Well, I think Monday is members only.
Yeah,
now.
members only, I think. I don't know if she's
But
switched
Wednesday,
that
Jack, you said you're a late night
Friday,
person, and she's
Sunday.
always on late night, so she's
Yeah.
not
I'm
in
an
chats and
insomniac.
stuff.
I mean, like I'm even
Oh,
up.
we're late
I'm up all hours.
nights then. You know.
Yeah.
We're like the 12.
What
to
time
3
zone
a.m.
you're in?
Eastern. Same as you.
Oh, okay, me too. All right, that's not bad. Cool.
Well, Cosmic, they go live
At like
every
1 in the
Saturday. Yeah,
Yes,
they go
right.
live every
Cosmic Cultivator.
Saturday.
All right, yo, I'm gonna check you out right now. Hold up.
And then Wide Family goes live Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays, and then Friday
Do you-
afternoons.
Do you have a wrench, Chris? Drop your link.
I do have a
Let me check
wrench.
it out.
Yeah, I'm not one to do that, but thank you, Jay.
I found you, Cosmic Cultivators.
Oh,
We're
there you
the
go.
only one, so
No.
He's like, we're the only ones, I promise.
There is a school that
And the
actually
link in
has
chat
the
right
name
there,
Cosmic
Jack, that's for
Cultivators.
Wide Family Farm. That's Courtney. That's Courtney's husband, Dustin.
Yeah.
So he just dropped her
That's
chat. So
cool.
she's absolutely amazing when it comes to the homesteading community and
Oh,
gardening and
that's
all that kind of stuff. She's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, she is amazing. So
See, I mean, I'm not gonna
definitely
be
check her
dabbling.
out too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be well, I don't have my own farm, but my sister has like acres and she wants to start up her farm, but she doesn't know anything about gardening, anything about farming. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess
Right.
I'm gonna be going in there and
We
Help
knew
me
nothing
navigate
when we
some.
started.
you should
Right?
definitely pay attention to all three of us because we're part of Shed Wars. If you haven't heard of that,
No, I
check
heard
it
about
out.
that. Yeah, she was filling me in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. We all
Well,
just teach
Jack,
each other
you
how to
were-
grow.
You're really cool, and I really want to bring you like into our community and introduce you to like all of our friends and have you come around more.
Aw,
Yes,
all
for
right.
sure.
Well,
Love
you know,
For sure.
I'm usually floating by myself, but that's only because you know, I have a tendency of being too much or too loud,
They
too
fit
talkative.
right in with
too-
our community.
I
Exactly,
have
you fit right
ADD
in.
as well, so
All right, okay, so I feel right at home. All right.
I'm not the hyper kind anymore because I'm getting older. But you know, my mind is still
Uh-huh.
goes and goes, so.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
both.
When we started our homestead, when we made the choice that we wanted to go from city living to being on our homestead, we knew absolutely nothing. I grew up. I used to work ranches, and so I had a little bit of exposure to that when I was younger,
Yeah.
but none as far as the gardening or any of that goes. No real exposure myself. We spent about a year doing research, reading books, watching YouTube, learning as much as we possibly could. And I can tell you one thing right now, it didn't help. I mean, it did a little bit, but once you started, it's like, wait, where was this in the books? Like, they didn't talk about this.
There's nothing like hands-on experience.
We like to rewrite the books.
Yeah, trial and error. I mean, I want to find out. Sometimes I don't even read the book. I just kind of toss it out and figure it out.
Things every day when it comes to our property, our animals, farming. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I want that so bad. I will. Get that. I'm just in the backyard.
Jenna. Oh, Jenna, you're awesome.
So Jenna has a question. She said, Garden Chat, what kind of advice would you give a person who fully believes that plants come to them to die?
I got a great answer for you, but I'll wait for everyone else. But that's like a therapy side, but I'll let you know. Anyone else?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm no therapist. Let's just say that right now. I'm no therapist. I just have a really healthy interest in psychology. And also, I go to therapy for a long time. So it's a matter of mindfulness. I know that. I kill a lot of plants, but this is where it teaches you to be aware and paying attention to your plants. Little subtle signs. It's all about mindfulness. And I think I did a video on that. I could have did a video. I'm not really sure. But either way, it's like really paying attention to your plant. It is. I mean, you will kill it, and you're going to kill plants. You're going to continue to kill plants, but that's okay.
You killed a whole bunch last year.
And hopefully you learn something new that you won't try not to repeat the next time again.
Right.
So
that's
it's
what
all about learning, really. Paying attention to, what's going on. Even through death, you can try to figure out what went wrong. Like if your plant died because, what was it? You didn't water it enough? Maybe.
Or you overwatered it.
Yeah. Or you overwatered it. It's all about paying attention to your plants.
Hello, Kathy. Love you. Thanks for
coming
in.
Kathy Bates. Love you, lady.
And yes, Dustin. I do know how to milk a chicken. I'll put a video out later.
Milk a chicken?
I'll let you know.
What?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. He put the comment and he said, Jay knows how to milk a chicken, so I've been told.
And I guess we would come from the metaphysical aspect of growing plants. We'll incorporate music with our plants, and we'll actually put in crystals in with our garden because we believe there's a lot to do with crystal power and just positive vibrations gets positive feedback. And
I know, yes. That can also play a part I mean, when you're gardening, you really don't want to be gardening angry. And even if you do start out gardening angry, it's not going to last long because how could you be angry growing stuff that makes you calm? It calms you down. It makes you happy when you're doing this. So you can't really be angry when you're feeling happy or calm. Right. I mean, therapy, people, plants and therapy.
It really is. It's free therapy. Like I have to say, when I started gardening, I was in a really bad place, and it pulled me out of that bad place. And I was finding myself at 2-3 o'clock in the morning when we were getting home from work, out in my greenhouse with a headlamp on.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes,
that's dedication right there.
Yes, it's like I need to go. Just release all of this bad and be happy.
Absolutely. Yes. I've already been planning on my spotlight for my greenhouse. I already said it to Jose. I'm like, I will get a spotlight for my 2 o'clock in the morning insomnia, and my mind's racing. I'm gonna go outside.
And honestly, people don't really think about it, but in the summertime where it's 120 degrees out during the day, the best time to garden on those days is at night.
Nighttime,
nice and cool, and
also water.
And listen to all the awesome noises that are going on outside. And
you're inspiring a video idea for me. Hold on a sec. I need to write this down.
Write it down.
That's awesome. I mean,
Jenna, I'd also give the advice to try more than one plant in more than one spot. So don't just plant one and pray that it lives. Plant a couple, find different spots, because you might just find that by planting 2, you find the spot that it really likes to be in. I'm a very lazy gardener, and I like perennial plants because I don't want to plant more than once. So I have to plant a lot of plants in a lot of different spots to get one that sticks.
Right.
And Jenna, let me It is about experimenting. But what I was going to say was when I started gardening, I had just had like a mental breakdown. It was awful. And I was like, you know what? I need something to fill my time. Yep. Somebody had recommended gardening as a way of therapy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, let me see if I can get into this. So I started with succulents. I started propagating the leaves. That was fun.
This is when we still lived in Arizona. So we were not in Washington State yet. So that's pretty much all we could get to. That's not true. We did grow cauliflower and carrots and things like that.
Yeah. Well, this is like kind of how I graduated to vegetable gardening. So I started with succulents and propagating the leaves and creating the new plants. And I thought that was really cool. And then from there, I tried cactuses. I tried propagating cactuses. I tried cutting them up, and that was fun too. But I didn't like the pokies. And then I was like, okay, flowers. No, I just killed the flowers. And then I'm like, okay, let's try vegetables. So that's kind of my progress. Was like a 6-month progress into vegetable gardening, and I started out with carrots, broccoli, lettuce, and potatoes. Cauliflower too.
Ooh, those are the hard ones.
Yeah, it all did good, but I had a hard time growing lettuce in Arizona in the summer.
Yeah,
it wilted very, very fast.
Yeah.
Very bitter if you got the
You know what? Oh, well, you're not there anymore anyway. But I mean, have you ever tried growing like indoors? Like not indoors. In the ground, something called a Winnipeg. I was just watching another channel one day, and they grew like a big hole in the ground, essentially.
Wyopi.
What is it?
Wyopi.
Yeah, something like that. Thank you. So I had the name all wrong.
A greenhouse that's set 4 foot underground.
In the ground.
The top is all you can see above the ground. At the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it maintains a constant temperature.
We got somebody lurking in the basement. I'm going to bring my buddy up. This is one of my buddies. His channel is Operation Capsaicin, and he does anything and everything spicy. He eats anything and everything spicy. What's up, Matt?
Hello.
What's going on? How's it going?
So, I'm excited to
gardener now too,
and then make you burn your face off with it. That's what I'm excited about. You keep sending me stuff to burn my face. It's my turn, buddy.
Yeah.
How are your pepper plants going, Matt, by the way?
Oh, yeah. My plants are going pretty good, actually.
Good.
Nice.
They're getting pretty they're about 5 inches tall right now. So
wow. Excellent.
Are you growing indoors or outdoors right now, the peppers?
Indoors.
Looks like it's right next to it.
I want to pick your brain. I'm currently growing some peppers indoors, and I've come across some issues. But anyway,
come across some issues.
What kind of issues?
Well, it's more like this year I focused on hydroponics. A lot of hydroponics, different systems. So I'm staring right at it, is 2 pepper plants in hydro, but they wound up developing, they started going yellow. Then all of a sudden I just realized it's like aphids all over them. I have no idea where they showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, they will find.
Don't know where they showed up. I don't know. I never had.
Find a way.
Yeah.
They do.
Even if it's indoors, they will find a way to get to the plants.
Do you have them in like a grow tent, or are they on like racks?
All right. I'm about to show you right now. I'm picking it. It's right there.
Oh, okay.
It's like right behind me.
Oh, yeah.
It's open. It's just open right there.
Okay.
Well, all of my houseplants are in an actual greenhouse.
I was gonna say somebody had a grow tent. I think it was Capsaicin Cult. Capsaicin Cult has ladybugs in their grow tent. Yeah. And I'm like, that is a really cool idea.
That's right. Yeah. I have done that multiple times. Yes, ladybugs are so awesome if you want to get a handle on these infestations.
I almost ordered 40,000 of them last year. Yeah. I was so close to doing
almost.
It is every year.
Go right on Amazon and order them by the thousands.
Yeah, we already ordered 3,000 already, so we have 3,000 coming. So,
and I bought a container to put them in, like a mesh bag. Yep. And then I looked up what they eat that's not aphids, and it's wet raisins.
Yeah, wet raisins is something you can feed them.
Yeah.
Wet raisins.
Yeah, you just put the raisins in the bottom, and then you spray like a misting bottle over the top to moisten them, and they'll eat the raisins. And then you put a wet paper towel in there, and they'll drink off the wet paper towel.
I wonder why not just grapes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Grapes?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
they do like honey though. When I was feeding them, I gave them honey, and that seemed to work. And then I had a spider mite infestation, so they wound up eating that instead.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I love when that happens, when the pests come in to feed what you've already got there. It's perfect. It's how nature works. It's great.
That's another one. I don't know about spider mites.
Well, that's the nice part. I know my guineas drive me absolutely insane. My guineas are just a terror and a night. But the nice part about it is I don't have any ticks. I don't have any bugs on my property because they go out and they take care of all of it for me.
Yeah. Do you eat them?
The guineas, you can, but I would not recommend it.
No,
they're not. They're not a good. They're not a good eating bird at all.
Yeah. All right, now I gotta Google that. I'm always Googling stuff.
They're not a good eating bird.
You can't even pressure can them.
How's Homestead? How we doing?
Hey, Sarah.
There's the wise gardener right there.
If you want garden tips, the Big Blue House Homestead
is the master of masters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're going to meet a lot of people that can give you a lot of good information and good advice in this community. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, you may not have a homestead, but let's just say for those who just have a backyard.
Pounds of food last year, and that was.
But yeah, like I said, there's people in this community that have farms. There's people that have homesteads. There's people that don't. There's people that are just gardeners that have very small pieces of property and they just garden. I mean, it's any type of gardening or homesteading or thing you can possibly think of. There's a channel or somebody that is doing that in this community.
Yeah,
so
there's
it's huge
a lot.
farms, it's small farms, it's all of us together, and we all get to pick each other's brains and learn from each other, and it's a lot of fun. We've learned a lot from the people in our community. I mean, a crap ton, a lot more than any video or any book is going to tell you. Learning from people that have done it and learned firsthand, that is going to be your best information tool out there.
And that is what Shed Wars is all about, is what he just got done saying right there.
And the best part about Shed Wars is it is to teach people to container garden, because of the fact that we know not everybody has acres and acres and acres.
Like Q Kitchen and Beyond. She is growing in her house. She's growing on her porch. That's all she has access to because she's an apartment
have a balcony or a window in their apartment, and it's to teach everybody that no matter what your circumstance is, you can grow your own food.
Absolutely. Doesn't even matter. You could be gardening even in the city. Yes, you can, because that's where I started. Small space, concrete jungle. Yes, you can find a way.
Yeah. Even I think Black's Tropical Homestead has a home right in the middle of either the suburbs or the city type, and they grow fruit plants.
Oh, Jenna, there are so many herbs that are easy. So many herbs that are
herbs.
Easy.
Well, and the nice part about herbs is that, like you said, if you have an apartment or you have, a small house, you can grow herbs inside and not take up a lot of space and still grow enough to actually use in your cooking. So that's the nice part about herbs, is that a lot of those plants are fairly small enough that you can grow them indoors in a small area.
Right.
And they grow back. A lot of them grow back. Even their perennials.
Frost hardy or whatever.
Yeah. So they don't.
Perennials.
They're perennial. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a rosemary tree, tree.
You can do
really
chamomile, and once you plant chamomile, if you leave it right in the pot, it's going to reseed itself. You can do mint, that will come back.
Yeah, mint will always come back. Parsley will come back. Learn that.
Dill.
Yeah, dill reseeds itself.
Yeah, we had I think it was 3 generations of dill that just kept going and going and going.
Good to know. I'm going to let my stuff just go.
Exactly.
And Dustin said that countertop arrow gardening is nice.
Huh.
Oh, I did that. Oh man, I have an arrow garden. I did a few videos on that. I love growing in the arrow garden. It's just so convenient sometimes, just for a kitchen counter.
Yeah. This year we're actually going to try our hand in not hay, in straw bale gardening.
Yep.
We got 2 bales of straw last year. We heard that you're supposed to overwinter them,
which they did,
like a season, and then plant in them the following year.
Yep.
So they're out there, they're in the elements. I'm going to try it this year.
Yep.
All right, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Why not?
Well, Idaho Garden Girl, they also say that about dandelions, but dandelions are one of the most beneficial things you can grow without trying to grow. So
yeah, Sarah makes a good point too. Like, unless you want your herbs all over your garden, keep them in containers because mint will take over.
Mint's a beast.
Oh man, it took me forever to get rid of it in my ground. Oh my gosh.
It's like planting ivy. You plant one thing of ivy, and good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's going everywhere.
Yeah, I actually a story with that. We actually had ivy last year as decoration outside of our greenhouse. That ivy grew down onto the ground and now is a permanent structure all the way down the side of our greenhouse.
I actually have mint as a ground cover in my permaculture food forest.
Oh wow!
Oh, nice.
That's
so
cool.
when you walk
is it kind of like a vine?
No, but it vines under the ground, so it just grows on trailers under the ground. Right. But it's a real low-growing mint, and every time you walk through the garden, you can just smell it. Plus, then I pull it out and dry it for tea. So I eat it and I step on it, and I have a real sandy soil, so it takes the place of grass, which I don't want to mow anyway.
Right.
Yeah. And it also deters deer and will keep your plants more hydrated.
It does not deter deer. Really? I have deer laying down bedding in it every year. I had a doe with 2 fawns in my garden, and she gave birth and lived there for the whole summer.
So that's very interesting because the complete opposite with us, Tammy. Like we have deer, they go out in our fruit forest, but they don't come in to our garden because we plant mint bombs everywhere.
my garden.
They don't like mint?
What's that?
They don't like mint?
There are a lot of bugs that hate mint.
A lot of bugs hate it.
I thought you were talking deer.
That deer don't. It's a deer deterrent, at least for us.
Really?
Everywhere we had mint last year, they did not touch. The places where we didn't, like we had sweet potatoes growing in containers, they wiped out every single leaf on my sweet potatoes.
Yeah, she just came in, made herself home. I actually have it fenced on 3 sides. I've got to get the last side fenced. And she came in, gave birth to her fawns there, and stayed there all summer. I think she liked having the fence around. But the same philosophy that you have, Chris, I don't mind having her there and planting extra for her because someday she might feed me. So we have a love relationship.
You guys are so nice because I would not do that at all. Nope. I was like, dear, you got to get out of here. No.
Yeah.
A separate garden, like away from me.
We're like that with our fruit forest. They're starting to intrude on there. We're like, hey.
Back up. I will literally go out and chase them off.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. You have food over there. His uncle, who lives right next door to us, he puts out a crop of corn every single day for the deer. Yeah. So I start pushing them that way. Like, go get your corn. You don't need to chew on my trees. There's corn right there.
They need the minerals. What you need to do if you want to get them away from your tree bark is to give them a mineral block, like a cattle mineral block. They're going after your bark because they want the minerals.
Thank you. Excellent.
Okay. Interesting.
So like a salt lick or something like that, and just throw
the
it
mineral
over the
one,
corner.
Not just the salt, the mineral one.
Okay. All right.
There's 2 kinds. You want the dark colored one that has the minerals in it. They're doing it for the minerals they're lacking.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Did someone have a massager running?" It sounds like it, right?
Yes,
it sounds like a vibrator, right?
It does sound like it.
Tammy.
I'm the Red Baron. My plane is about to take off, or it could be my computer fan. We'll never know because I'm not telling.
Yeah. No, that's a running joke, though. You know, Tammy's getting excited over there.
Hey, big pervs.
That's funny.
Then you'll love, the poop troop because there's a lot of pervs in the poop troop. Watch out for Bob 942.
You gotta have a sense of humor, man. I'm all about humor, funny. I don't care. I mean, dark sense of humor, perverted sense of humor. I just want to laugh.
All over the place last year just by putting it in a bag with soil and soaking it.
Wow. Yeah.
If anybody wants to do that with elderberry.
Yeah. What with elderberry? Oh, speaking of elderberry, I got a question about that. Like when you get a cutting from an elderberry and you're rooting it up, does that sucker need a lot of humidity? Because I have tried to root up 4 elderberry cuttings and they die on me as soon as I take off the plastic bag.
King Poobah is the king of elderberry cuttings.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've yet to do elderberry. I want to so bad, but
yes, Q, that's the special ingredient.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Laura. What's going on, Hedgehog?
My problem is I can never find the elderberry when I want to take the cuttings, only when it's in fruit to eat. So that's my problem.
I'm pretty sure I saw Robert from Homestead Aquarius. He just throws it in a glass and lets it propagate like that in a glass of water. I could be mistaken. That might be something else, but
that was mint, I think.
Maybe. It may be. I've seen so many videos. It just kind of molds together.
There's Dustin, King Poobah. He says, "Lol, I can stick them in the dirt."
Yeah, Dustin says,
yeah, that's what I did. I stuck them in the dirt, but boy, I guess because my I only have 30% humidity indoors, so it's not plant friendly at all in the wintertime. Shit. All right. Wow, you guys. Can I take my laptop and just keep it moving? Can I do that?
It's okay, Diggs Outdoors. When the game officer shows up, my food plot, I'm licensed as a farm, so if he wants to complain about the deer eating my farm, he can give me a extra permit to take an extra couple of deer this year.
Right.
There you go.
And guess what, Tammy? That counts as weight towards Shed Wars.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta Google this Shed Wars. What's up with this?
Question is, does it count if I take him with the car? Because I'm much better at taking him with the car than I don't usually have the patience to sit out there with my gun anymore.
You want to check out Will It Grow and Homestead Aquarius for Shed Wars, ADHD Gardener, and you will get all the information you need from them too. And if you're interested in joining, you got 11 days.
I'll message you all these channels. Don't worry.
Cool. You got 11 days to join the club if you are interested in Shed Wars. So you can think it over and put in an entry video.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Sounds good.
Chris is the ambassador.
Yeah, I'm the unspoken
peer pressure.
Yeah. There's a few other channels I'm trying to coach into joining. It's such a great group. It really is,
and there's nothing to lose. If you're gonna do garden videos anyway, you're only dedicating 2 a month to Shed Wars.
Yeah, it's
12 videos in total.
Yeah, or unless you're like us, diehards, and we're part of Shed Wars all year long. Even right now, we're in Shed Wars, and we're not growing very much, but we're still teaching, and that's what it's about. It's just teaching how to. That's it.
Interesting. Okay, I will check it out.
Yeah.
Hello at the Obsessive
A
Gardener.
lot of awesome people. The community itself just so supportive.
Yeah,
they're the ones who are really always there for you. If you're doing a live, they're there.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing thing to be part of.
It really is.
And it's comedy. Much comedy.
There's a lot of different storylines that grow and then merge in at the end of the season. It's almost like a soap opera without the drama. It's fun. It's great. It's hilarious.
The Obsessive Gardener.
Hey, what's up?
I like your name, Obsessive Gardener.
Right.
Great name. Oh yeah.
Someone did drop the rules to Shed Wars in chat somewhere. I don't know if it's still visible.
It's okay. I'll send it to Jack. I'll send you the link.
Well, no, I'm just saying if anybody else wants them.
Yeah, the link for the rules. Why do these keep coming up?
Yeah.
Because Nikki's a very popular channel.
They want
apparently.
And they want us to check out their Russian escorts.
What?
Ooh.
Whoa! I chimed back in when I heard Russian escorts.
These little links that get dropped into chat, they're not very nice.
They're like spam bots.
Oh,
it's just like a bot that drops porn links, but it's not a link you click on. It's one you type into Google, and then it takes you to somewhere that takes over your computer.
Got it. Kitchen and Beyond.
Oh, right there. The Shed Wars rules, Q Kitchen and Beyond just dropped them. So if you click on that link, it'll take you to the Shed Wars rules. It's a video you can watch, and it talks all about Shed Wars, and so it's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Oof. What time is it by you guys right now?
It is 10 to 2.
Yep.
10 to 2.
5 o'clock here.
But our kids,
it's about 4:50 here.
Our kids have been amazing today, and they actually let us do this live, which was fantastic. But they are up from naps, so we do kind of got to wrap it up.
No
Jack,
problem.
thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much
for having me, guys.
This was fun.
Hello, everyone. Bye, everyone. Nice to meet you all.
Yes, we need to do this again for sure. This is awesome.
Nice to meet you.
Until the next time, everybody.
Later on tonight, we will be having kind of a political talk, but I guarantee it'll go into gardening afterwards. So
I'll send you their links later if you're up late tonight.
I'm always up. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Nikki, are you going to come join us later?
Later tonight. I don't think I have any other thing that I'm doing. So
What time? Well, here. That's the real question. What time are you going live?
So it will be 8:30 your time.
8:30 my time. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll be on for like 3 hours.
Possibly. I may be going live from my channel tonight for a little while. So we'll kind of maybe we'll come over and hang out for a bit before I go live.
All right, everybody. Peace and love.
Peace out.
Jack, thanks for coming up. Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for coming in to chat, everybody that hung out with us today. It was a lot of fun. We're gonna go ahead and end it on that high note, and we will see you guys next time.
See ya.